Hi, Mom. So, my name is Sarita Foxworth. I am a single mom. I am a first-time mom. I'm a business owner, and I'm a full-time working mom. So, what I wanted to share with you today is 10 tips on how I save money as a single mom. So, I have one baby boy. He is 22 months. And when I say I'm a single mom, I mean there's no child support coming in. There's only one income that comes in to support me and him. And and like I said, I'm a full-time working mom, but it's a very blessed journey. So here is how I have saved money over these 22 months. Oh, and this is my first child. So as a first-time mom, and he's also the first grandchild. So therefore, there's not any other little kids around. There's not any other new moms that are in my life that I have tips from or who I can learn from, which is why I like to do videos, because I want to encourage women who may be in a situation like I was in, where I don't have a lot of people to give me advice and information in this generation about how to, make decisions as a single parent. Anyway. Now, some of the items on my list you probably have already done. You might have already heard of. Some things might be hopefully brand new to you. I hope that I can encourage you and inspire you with some new ways to save money as a single mom. The first thing I did was I breastfed. Breastfeeding is free, doesn't cost anything. If you're a working mom like myself, you do have to get a pump, but your pump comes through the insurance company, so you don't even have to pay for that. The second thing I did was cloth diapers. So I have videos on my page which you may have already seen about what I do and didn't like about cloth diapering, but you do save a lot of money. When I first was making the decision about whether to cloth diaper or not, there was a calculator on one of the sites I went on, and it showed that during the first year of a baby's life, you will save, if you cloth diaper instead of disposable, you will save between $1,000 and $1,500 in that year. That's if you full-time cloth diaper. Now, if your baby's like my baby, he is a heavy wetter, I had to go to disposable just overnight and for naps, and then I cloth diapered all the other time. And right now, he's potty training, and he's outgrown a lot of the cloth diapers from his younger, when he was a younger baby. He was a smaller baby, so now we kind of do like 50-50. We do half cloth and half diaper, because I have cloth and half disposable, because I'm still saving so much money. Alright, the next thing I did was homemade baby food. As much natural stuff as you can possibly do with your baby. Obviously, you'll save money because you don't have to buy those things. When you make your own baby food, you pretty much just buy groceries for yourself. And then as you're preparing it, before you add the seasonings and the spices and the sugars while they're a young baby new to solid food, you throw it in the baby food maker or a blender. You don't really have to use the baby food maker, and you throw it in some ice cube trays and put it in the freezer, and you freeze it, and you have lots of baby food, because they don't eat a lot when they're that little. So you really save a lot of money not having to go out and buy store-bought baby food that sits on the shelf and is full of preservatives. The next thing that I did was I looked between home daycare and a daycare center. Obviously, the daycare center is more expensive, and what I found was that you will say, well, I personally am saving I'm saving about $100 per week by using a home care instead of a daycare center. So as long as the home care center is licensed, clean, they take good care of the babies, and not only that, but I like the more personal touch that I get with a home care center, because she can work with me on some things, which I'm going to get to in one of the next tips coming up. The fifth tip is to start a baby fund. So every time I get paid, he has a separate account, and I put a little bit of money in there every time I get paid. It doesn't even have to be a lot. It could be $20 or $30 every time you get paid. And then that way, you always have money available for the baby. And when things come up, you always have money available for them. So like, for example, things could be, you could be cruising along and you really don't need anything for the baby, because you have the food and everything worked out, but then they get sick, and then you got to take them to the doctor. You got to pay co-pays, and then you got to get all this medicine and things like that. That stuff can add up. But if you have a baby fund already set up for him, you don't have to stress yourself out about that, and it can help you to save money in the long run, because you're not overspending. You're spending based on the money that you have in that account, which really is like creating a little budget for the baby. Alright, so then the next tip that I have is to shop at a thrift store, get hand-me-downs, or go to a consignment shop. So I knew about the thrift store, I knew about hand-me-downs, but like I said, I don't have a lot of people in my life that had a little baby that they can have a lot of hand-me-downs to even give me. So somebody recommended that I go to the consignment shop. I didn't even know that they had a consignment shop just with baby stuff. And you get like $1 onesies. That was a huge blessing for me to find out. The next thing is, instead of paying a babysitter, ask friends, family, or ask your home care provider to watch them for an extended hour or maybe watch them overnight. That sounds self-explanatory, but I didn't think about that because I went and tried to find babysitters on SitterCity.com and on Care.com, and those babysitters, those ladies wanted $10, $15 an hour, which is pretty expensive. Pretty expensive. Who has that kind of money? Especially if, you know, you want like a day to yourself. I can't pay you $15 an hour for an entire day. I mean, what does this look like? So, I mean, one time I did ask my home care to watch him overnight for me because I needed a little break, and she was able to do it, and she didn't charge that much. So, just something to keep in mind. The 8th tip is to buy toys and clothes minimally. At this point, what I have learned and what I have decided to do is, unless I see a toy that I really, really want him to have, I don't buy him toys. I allow the relatives that bring him gifts, or people that want to do things for him, or let's just say it's the holiday season and I get gift cards, maybe I'll use that money to buy toys. But I don't buy the toys because they don't really need a lot of toys anyway, quite honestly. And toys can add up and be expensive, and they don't even play with them all. So don't buy toys and clothes minimally. And as far as his clothes is concerned, I wish I would have learned this sooner. But now what I do is he has enough clothes to get him through the week, and that's it. He don't need no more than that. He's gonna outgrow them clothes in a month anyway. So he has enough clothes to get him through. He has enough pajamas to get him through 1 week. Granted, I have to wash clothes every week, but I have to wash diapers every week anyway, so it really doesn't matter to me at this point. And I am saving money because he doesn't need 25 outfits that he's gonna wear one time, outgrow. 25 outfits, that's enough for an entire month. He don't need them. So buy toys and clothes minimally. And then the next tip, the 9th tip, is to find free activities for the kids around town. So a friend of mine told me about this because I wasn't thinking about that. You know, you a new mom, you got a little baby, you have so much on your brain, and even the simple things, you know, it's good to have other people that can talk to you about their experiences and things like that and give you advice if you have those type of people around in your life. So my friend has 6 babies, and she told me that she really likes where she lives in Ohio because the city has a lot of free activities for the kids. So because I was like, it's got to be expensive with all them kids, and she was just like, it's not as expensive as you might think because we go to the thrift store. She hand makes a lot of things. She breastfeeds. She does homemade baby food as well. She doesn't do cloth diapers, but she finds free events, activities for the kids around the city. So I took her advice and I made sure that I too went, and when we do go out and do things, I find free events and activities around the city. So some of the places that I went when he was like a real little baby, it's like Babies R Us, because they have free events at Babies R Us and at Toys R Us, and they give giveaways. So you could show up for free, your baby has something to do, and you leave with something that you could use for the child. The bookstores have free events, and the library, because the bookstore has the story time. And even if you miss the story time, you could just like take your child into the book section and just let them enjoy the toys that they have out for them and everything like that. And then the city events that the city has for the kids. So those are some ways that I save money as a single mom. If there's any that you may have that you recommend, please leave them in the comments. If there's any other areas that you want me to talk about or focus on, send me a message or leave them in the comments. And I thank you so much for watching this video. Have a wonderful day.